Let's go.
All right, what's up, folks? It is good to see y'all. I am here with Pickem MMA. We are going to break down the PFL 5 regular season card. We're going to go over every single fight on the card. Chat, I know you haven't really jumped in yet. There's going to be a couple of you hopping in any second. While we get this going, I'm going to make sure that I've got everything pulled up on my end. And there it is. Awesome. Okay, so guys, we're going to go over every single fight on this one. Let's go ahead and just start off by kind of giving a quick overview of the card, right? It's PFL 5. So this is the second set or the second fight for everybody trying to get into the playoffs or whatever. That's the goofy thing that the PFL does. So when we look at this card, we have to take into account that a lot of these fighters are still trying to get into the playoffs. So that is it's a weird thing to say when you're talking about fights, to talk about playoffs, but it always makes me want to do that old Allen Iverson thing, but I think you're probably
playoffs, man. I mean, I kind of get the system. You need points, right? You need a lot of finishes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they have the tournament system. They want people finishes.
Yeah. And then like certain fighters, like we'll get to the fight in a little bit, but like Sadi Lucy needs like a finish in like under 30 seconds to be able to clinch the playoffs or whatever. Really? Either that or he needs like pretty much everybody else ahead of him to lose or something. So it's kind of like it makes people fight different, which is interesting. So, but let's go ahead and start it off. I guess I'll kick off the first one. And it's a fight that I don't know a ton about, but we're going to talk about. It's Brian Zercher and Julian Ruiz. Now, when we look at these guys, they're both undefeated fighters. But when you get them together and then you got, okay, 8-0 versus 4-0, and you look a little deeper, you see that PFL wants Zercher to win. Like, it's clear that they're bringing in this Ruiz guy as somebody that has a winning record that he can get a win over. Because when you look at Ruiz, he's beaten guys that are like 1-0, 0-0, stuff like that. And he's pretty good, but like he's green. Zercher's like a pretty hot prospect, and I think he's the clear side. But I can't bet on someone. I can't really bet on a fight like this. I just feel like it's too unproven. But what do you think, man? Looks like we got the
this guy Ruiz hasn't really fought anyone. Yeah, I mean, I watched some tape on the guy. He's okay. Like, no one's really giving him trouble out there, so I don't really know like what kind of level he's really on. Well, Zercher, I mean, I've seen this guy go 3 rounds before. He's gone deeper till the 3rd round. I mean, got a late finish before. He can wrestle. He can grapple like pretty well. He can. He's got like good understanding positions on the ground. Good cardio also. I was thinking about adding him to a parlay. I just haven't got around to it. -500, -600 for a guy with 8 fights only, but obviously he's fought the way better guys. PFL wants him to win, so he should probably win. Is he gonna finish out there? I'm not really sure, bro. I mean, KO is only +105, so I'm not even sure. He might get a finish. I could see him getting a finish here, but this guy might be durable enough, Ruiz, to hang in there and survive the distance.
Yeah, I think this fight will tell us a whole lot more about. Well, first off, Zercher, but also it'll tell us if Ruiz is actually a prospect or if he is going to be kind of one of those guys that he got some wins early because he just fought nobody. So it'll kind of give us a lot more to go off of. But yeah, like -500, -600, stuff like that for fights like this. I can't get to it, but I do think he wins, and I think
I'm picking him by KO. I think he can get a finish out there.
100%. Well, let's move to the next one, and I'll let you kick this off. We won't spend a ton of time on some of these fights because they don't.
We got a former UFC fighter here, Andrew Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, durability is definitely leaving him right now at this point, but still out there winning some fights. In Eagle FC, I mean, which has gone under at this point. Beat Taylor Johnson barely beat him. I think Alberon can get this one done by wrestling him, taking him down, ground and pounding him out. Maybe I don't know if he's gonna finish. I could see a finish later here. Sanchez has a lot of late TKO losses, 3rd round TKO losses. I think that's when he normally gets tired. The people can crack his chin. I'm gonna pick Alberon. I think he can wrestle here. He can stay okay on the feet. I don't think Sanchez is gonna knock him out here. I think Alberon is okay parlay piece. I just haven't got around to it. I'm not really sure why the odds are this. It's only -200, right?
Yeah.
He's got some losses. I mean, Grand Neo lost doesn't look good. I think Grand Neo recently lost to what's the guy's name? Luke, the guy that's like 6 feet 8 inches tall or some shit. Luke Trainer. I think it's Luke.
Trainer. Yep. Luke Trainer. Yep.
Yeah, so Carl Moore, I mean, that's not a good loss right there, but I think his durability is better, so I'm going to go with Carl Alberon. I think he can win by this, he can wrestle, go for takedowns. Also, he's way younger, 30 years old. I like Alberon. I think he gets it done by, I'll go by TKO, 3rd round TKO. Robertson. I'm not sure if he's going to
Okay.
finish. So I'm not really confident in that one.
I'm not. Yeah, so I agree that Albrechtson's the side. I have a hard time trusting Albrechtsson sometimes because he's definitely had performances where you're like, oh, he's clearly the side, and then he just doesn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, early on he fought some better guys. I mean, Jerry Prohajka and Vadim Nemkov has a win over him, but barely. I mean, Modovsky. I mean, so like he's taken the tougher road up. I think he can get this one done, but Sanchez has a lot of power, a lot of experience, so maybe he can make something happen. But I'm gonna pick the more durable guy here, Albrechtsson. I think he gets it done. Sanchez doesn't go for a lot of submissions, so I don't think he's gonna catch him in a submission off his back if Albrechtsson wrestles. Yeah, Albrechtsson is not a guy you want to trust.
Notice too, right? Because Albrechtsson had
Albrechtsson was supposed to fight someone else. Yeah, two fights fell off from Albrechtsson. He was supposed to fight this guy Urban Vicius and this other guy that he's supposed to fight Ibrahim. This guy was like 18-5 with a lot of hype. I mean, fought in ACB, KSW. So I think that was going to be a way tougher matchup for him than this one. I'm going to pick Albrechtsson, medium confidence, but I haven't bet him yet. I'm not sure if I'll bet him.
Yeah, that's kind of the same. Like I don't know if I can get to the bet on him, but I do. Like Albrechtsson's the guy that you back in like even money or like, you know, maybe as an underdog. I have a hard time backing him over like when he's minus 200 or better. But I do think he's the side. We can go ahead and move on to the next one though. We got Anthony Romero, Sergio Casio, whatever it is. Yeah, I mean Romero's the guy that PFL's pushing. I think he's the better fighter. But then again, like
why is the line so wide though? Minus
that's what I'm wondering too. Yeah, because
Romero's okay. Like he's got good striking, but yeah,
minus 335 is what I'm seeing on 325 if you got Bovada, I guess. That's too wide for me, but yeah, but I would. I mean, I guess for the sake of just like a pick, you got to take Romero, but at the same time, it's probably
you think his takedown defense is solid enough? I mean, he used to have any takedowns against Obin Mercier, right? You couldn't really get takedowns on him. He just was striking with him.
Correct. Yeah,
he's an okay striker. I mean, has okay cardio also. I don't know if Casio is going to take him down. This guy's been on a run. I mean, hasn't really. Who's he out there fighting? In Lux Fight League is not terrible. I mean, in Mexico City, I think that's Mexico City, right? Yeah, we've seen some guys fighting at Lux Fight League make it to the UFC recently in the last 2 years.
Yeah, those Lux guys at least usually have good cardio.
Yeah, they're pretty tough too. They're pretty tough. I think this goes all 3 rounds. I'm gonna pick Romero just because he's a better striker, I think, but I'm not really confident in this one. The line's crazy. I mean, minus 350 for Romero.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the Canadian fighters haven't been doing well this year. I mean, at all. The last 2 years, how many years they've been fighting?
Yeah, outside of what was Dfor or whatever is the only Canadian that really has shined.
That dude's tough, man. Dfor is actually tough.
Speaking of Dfor, he's actually next. Yeah. So I guess we can jump right into that. We got Dfor versus Piccolotti. Who do you like and why?
Dfor, I think he should be good enough, man. The guy's tough, has good cardio. Striking is okay. He was like Burnell was putting a lot of pressure on him, but Burnell's striking is sloppy also. Then eventually he hurt him to the body. I think it was he hurt him to the body eventually, then subbed him after, jumped on him with submission. Dfor, I like Dfor. Also has a win over a guy in KSW who's on a run right now, Barilla. I think he's probably gonna get this one done. Piccolotti's tough though. He was losing that. He was actually winning that fight over Espinosa. I took Espinosa there as a dog, but Espinosa, if he doesn't land that flying knee, Piccolotti was tired, man. So I could see the cardio favoring Dfor here. I'm gonna pick Michael Dfor. I think he can out cardio this guy and stay safe in the grappling exchange. Piccolotti's mostly a grappler. Yeah, I think Piccolotti's cardio is suspect though. So I'm gonna pick Dfor, who's got better cardio, better durability also. A more consistent fighter also. But yeah, I like Dfor. I think he gets it done. I think it goes over 1.5.
About the Dfor side because we could be just kind of overvaluing his last performance a little bit. I think that is why he's like a decent favorite.
Yeah, he was underdog. I think it was like a plus 160 underdog.
And he didn't look like it at all. I mean, he looked fantastic.
Yeah, his striking is okay where he can use the striking to hurt guys on the feet and then use his grappling. I like the over. I think it goes over 1.5. I think it's set at 1.5 rounds, right? Let me see.
It might be. I haven't looked at that. That's a great play if it is. I do like the over.
I don't think Piccolotti is gonna get finished. He might get finished later, but even then, I think he's gonna go all 2 rounds. Piccolotti is pretty tough. Maybe a late third round submission. But let me see. I think it's set at 1.5 rounds.
1.5 on a couple books and 2.5 on others. Like on BetUS and Bovada, you can get 1.5. Everywhere else is 2.
Bet online, yeah, bet online at 1.5 rounds minus 200. I think it's
bet online is 1.5 too.
1.5 and bet online, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think Dfor's probably the side, but like, yeah, the over is probably the play I like better.
I think it goes over, yeah.
Because like Piccolotti's dangerous. He's a veteran, grizzled veteran, man. Like that guy's been around, and like, I mean, he's only got 20 fights, but the dude's been doing the thing. So I was on Piccolotti last time, and I was bummed out when he caught that knee.
Yeah, he was a favorite, right? I mean, he should have been a favorite because he was clearly winning that fight, but he just got tired, shot a sloppy takedown, got flying knee. That was crazy. I was live during that card, and I was like, holy shit, Espinosa actually knocked him out. Dude, I do live streams so for PFL. It's actually fun doing live streams for PFL. So that was crazy kill though from Espinosa, who's also fighting on this card. Rabadana, I think, is fighting.
Yeah, and so because we're seeing Piccolotti come off of such like a bad loss, like a knockout loss, and Dfor come off of such like an over better than expected performance. I think that's why we're getting the line we're getting. But yeah, I'll take Dfor. I'll take him over in 1.5. I like that better. But yeah, we've got some wild stuff going on in the chat. I have not been keeping up on everybody. We will.
Let's go. We got Cover in the chat. Let's go, Cover.
Yeah, we'll chat some stuff. We'll display some stuff here. Pickem, you got a good chin, brother? Is your chin made of stone?
Yeah, my chin's fucking crimson chin. I got a crimson chin like Kevin Gastelum chin.
There you
Kevin
go.
Gastelum,
Okay.
Johnny Munoz.
So Vitek down here in the chat is saying he wants us to do a parlay at the end of the show because we hit one last week.
We'll do a parlay.
Here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna
do a mixed parlay between all promotions if you guys want that.
So at the end of this stream, we're gonna quickly hop over to another one and do the Bellator card. At the end of the Bellator card, we'll do a between the two
cross promotion, yeah, parlay.
Yeah, so we'll do that. So that'll be good. But good stuff. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I'll kick this one off. We have Rabadanov taking on Espinosa. Now, this is an interesting fight because Espinosa, the dude's coming in undefeated. He got that come from behind victory. The guy, he's been doing it, but he's going against definitely his toughest test yet. So Rabadanov is the real deal. Like, the guy's skilled.
You think he's dangerous? I don't think he's that dangerous, though.
He's not dangerous, but the dude's really good at winning fights. Like, he's really good at just sticking to a game plan, doing what he needs to do, and getting the darn win. And I think that's what he's going to do here. I think Espinosa's going to have moments, but I don't think he's going to catch a flying knee in this one. You know what I mean? So
Rabadanov is pretty. He's got good cardio also. He can wrestle nonstop. But the first round in that Renfro fight wasn't looking good for him. I'll be honest. Renfro, I think he won the first round for sure. Then Renfro got tired, so he was definitely eating some shots early from Renfro.
When a guy like Espinosa is dangerous live, like he's super dangerous early, dangerous late because he can hang. But then again, like he's gonna have to win. He's gonna have to do that in more than one round. So I gotta side with Rabadanov.
I think it goes over. I think it goes over 2.5. I bet the over 2.5 in the Rabadanov's last fight. I think Renfro's pretty durable. He's only been knocked out like a couple of times. So I think if you could knock him out, knocked out Renfro back in the day.
Yeah, that over's a parlay piece for sure.
I think over 2.5 should be solid. Espinosa, I don't really see him catching because Rabadanov's not going to be tired like Piccolotti.
I guess is the Rabadanov decision line worth a crap? Let's see.
It's probably not that. It's probably not plus money.
It's plus 100.
It's plus 100. I mean, I like the over. I think this could be sweaty.
I like the over better.
Rabadanov was going to get those takedowns, I think. I mean, Piccolotti was taking on Espinosa. It's not really. Yeah, I think Rabadanov will get those takedowns.
For MMA clips in the chat, Rabadanov definitely has some good sub defense.
Yeah, he's got good. He knows how to handle himself on the ground.
All right, well, let's move on to the next one. This is actually one that I've kind of gone back and forth on because the playoff nature kind of worries me. But we have Saudi Boussi taking on Tom Breeze. What's your take on this, and kind of how you feel about it?
Saudi Boussi, man, this guy's takedown defense is non-existent. He was taken down in the Carlos Leo fight, which I think he probably should have lost the fight. I was like, bro, Carlos Leo wasn't really doing anything in that fight other than just holding him down. wasn't really landing any strikes on the ground. And he got controlled for like at least 12 minutes in that fight. I think I remember that one because I had to play on Saudi Busi there, and I was definitely expecting his takedown defense to look better. Obviously, then he got his takedown even looked better against Magomed Karimov. Then eventually Magomed, I think did he shoot a takedown Magomed Karimov? I think he shot a takedown Magomed Karimov, ran into that guillotine choke, which is crazy because they were grappling. Magomed Karimov was attempting takedowns, and he shot a takedown on him. I think trying to get a takedown on Magomed Karimov, then got subbed. Then Silvero took him down. He had a freak injury there. Silvero took him down also, so he's getting taken down a lot, man. I'm going to pick Tom Breeze, but I'm not really crazy confident. Tom Breeze's striking is really terrible, but I could see him mixing in takedowns. I think he's got better jiu-jitsu. Sadibasi is also 37 years old. I mean, he's not other than knocking out Osawadi, who's super chinny. He's not even PFL anymore. He's fighting at Brave CF now. Shane Mitchell, I mean, that spinning mule kick. If it stays standing, I mean, Sadibasi will win this fight by being the much better striker, but I have a feeling Tom Breeze will get some takedowns here because Sadibasi's takedown defense is pretty terrible. But obviously, the reach advantage, I mean, 7-inch reach advantage could favor Sadibasi here. If it stays standing, he's going to be way better on the feet, way better kicks, way better long range attacks. But I'm going to give Tom Breeze a chance here. I think he can pull this one off. I was pretty confident Rob Wilkinson was going to knock him out. Wilkinson actually has a way better takedown defense, and he can also offensively wrestle. I'm going to pick Tom Breeze as a dog, like as a long shot dog, but I'm not really crazy. I don't know if I'll bet on it.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. So here's kind of my thought, because Saudi Busi needs a finish in like under 30 seconds in order to get into the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's getting a finish in the 30 seconds.
So like, what does he do? Just sprint across the cage and do a flying knee? Is that like what's his other path? Like, so I wonder if that's going to change how he fights. Because I mean, if he does go out there and just, you know, flying knee straight across the cage, like, and land it, I mean, he's got that. But other than that, I feel like what's going to happen is, like you said, he's going to get taken down at some point. His takedown defense is somewhat suspect. And if he does get taken down, Tom Breeze is legit on the ground. But then again, if he can keep it on the feet, I mean, Tom Breeze is toast. So yeah, I do like the dog shot. I think it's a fair play on the dog shot. And I think I'll side with you on that one on Tom Breeze. I'd flip my pick a couple times on this one, though, because at the same time, Tom Breeze is a sitting duck on the feet.
He trains Extreme Couture. I mean, Strickland's always like, this guy's one of the best guys out there. Then he just looks terrible in his fights, man. Like, fuck. He's getting taken on by Carlos Leo over and over. If Carlos Leo was landing some ground and pound, I think he would have won that fight for sure. I actually thought Carlos Leo should have won that fight because he took him down every round, controlled him for like 4 minutes every round. Every time on there on the feet, obviously Cypress, he was landing some nice kicks. I mean, body kicks and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Like, this is if it's just standing, obviously Cypress he wins, but Tom Breeze gets some takedowns. I think he's got way better jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait until the day of and see if we get those the people that just parlay the whole card favorites.
I think the line's gonna get wider, yeah, because people are more familiar with Saudi Busi than they are with Tom Breeze. I don't think people really know who Tom Breeze is yet.
If I can get like Tom Breeze at like plus 250, I'm on it. Right now he's plus 170.
Right now? Plus 170. Maybe a submission shot. I mean, I don't think he's gonna win by decision here. I don't know if even if he gets takedown, if he doesn't get a submission, I don't think he's gonna win this fight by just. I don't think he's gonna land enough damage on the top position to win this, grind him out.
Yeah, money's coming in on Breeze submission. It's plus 300 right now. It was plus 325. I think
submission is probably like maybe take a long shot on a submission because he's mostly a submission grappler. It doesn't really have crazy ground and pound from top position. I think Carlos Leo has heavier hands and he couldn't really land enough ground and pound to finish side by C, but. If he doesn't get a submission, I think he's gonna be toast.
Yeah, so it's like JD's saying here is his worry that Breeze won't push the grappling enough, and I actually worry about that too because, I mean, he does
like striking sometimes. Yeah, strike. He was attempting takedowns in that Wilkinson fight, but obviously Wilkinson has. I don't know why people are betting Tom Breeze in that spot because Wilkinson can actually offensively wrestle. He was taking on Thiago Santos, grappling for all 3 rounds. So I was pretty confident that Wilkinson was going to win that fight because I was like, he's going to be a way better striker, has really good takedown defense. We don't ever see Wilkinson get taken down and get controlled on the mat. So I was pretty confident there. But yeah, people are betting on Tom Breeze. Wilkinson's actually underrated. I think people still kind of don't respect him enough.
Isn't his last loss to like Adesanya clear back in the UFC? Like I
Yeah,
don't think
I
he's
think
lost since.
he popped for PDs. I mean, after that, Diego Santos fight, I think. But I think he's still like he's good. I think he can win the tournament maybe.
Yeah.
But it's tough, definitely tough. I'm big in Tom Breeze by submission, but low confidence because if he doesn't get takedowns, if he can't implement the grappling, he's probably gonna be toast.
Word. Same. All right, we can move on. We've got so my most confident pick on the card is next. So we've got Brent Primis and Solomon Renfro, and I think Brent Primis is going to absolutely just run over Solomon Renfro. I think Renfro's live for the first 90 seconds, and I think after that, Primis is just going to rinse and repeat, do what he needs to do, take him down, throw him around, and just beat on this poor man. I think Brent Primis is better than people give him credit for. I bet him earlier this week, and I feel like the line's still relatively close. Yeah, I bet him at minus 175. He's only minus 180 right now. I feel like that line still has value. I mean, he should easily be over a minus 200 favorite because I feel like this is his fight to lose. I mean, sure, he's getting older, but Primis is very, very good. And Renfro has not shown us the potential that he was supposed to have coming into this. But what do you think on this one?
Yeah, I bet on Primis by ITD over what's the guy's name? He fought Miranda because Miranda has a habit of getting finished every fight. He's been finished every time he's lost a fight. That ITD was for him was plus 665 in that fight over Miranda. I mean, because I don't know why people thought Miranda has really good durability, which he doesn't. And he got a takedown right away, which I'd love to see. I mean, I wasn't sure he was gonna go for takedowns because sometimes he's just like standing with some of these guys out there, but he went for a takedown right away over Miranda, which is smart because Miranda can't really grapple. I could see him taking a Renfro, but I'm not sure if he's going to finish Renfro. Renfro is pretty durable. I mean, he's been knocked out before. I mean, he's been finished. He got knocked out by Figue. I mean, I watched that fight because I was doing tape study for Figue fight recently over Kunlin, and I was like, he got knocked out pretty brutally. I think it was got caught with the left hook, I think. He was a big favorite in that one. He dropped the ball pretty big time in that one. I'm going to pick Primis here, but this guy Renfro is only 27 years old, so eventually he's gonna start putting things together. I'm not sure if it's gonna be this time because his cardio is really bad. If he doesn't get a first round kill over Primis, which is not likely because Primis has been 5 rounds with Usman Nurmagomedov, and Usman couldn't finish him at all. Usman was obviously on PDs also. Shabli's only guy that finished him ever. So like I think Primis is gonna win this fight. Yeah, Sabli just fucking injures. I'm confident Primis, but 40 years old. I mean, eventually he's gonna drop off, but I don't think this is the time. I don't.
Yeah, he just fought 2 months ago.
So yeah, he fought Miranda. Miranda's like okay, but his striking wasn't looking terrible on the feet either.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see him mixing in takedowns. I'm just not sure if he's gonna finish the Renfro on the ground. Do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if he gets the finish. I don't think he needs it either.
Because I think he can out grapple him for 3 rounds. I'm picking him by decision, but. Maybe the finish could be there, but Renfro knows how to stay safe on the ground.
Yeah. I think. If the thing I could see for a finish, so it's like MMA Clips said down in the chat. He said people are gonna gas because they're at the high elevation. Aren't they in like Salt Lake City or something like that?
Salt Lake City, yeah.
Yeah. So like Renfro already has kind of suspect cardio, so I could see this being a situation.
He got pop on his shots early. I mean, he was definitely catching Rabadonov early with some good shots. And he couldn't really hurt him or drop him at all. So I think first round's going to be kind of close. And I think Primis is going to start mixing in takedowns, making grapple, tire out those muscles, making work on the ground. Maybe look for a submission. He can definitely look for a submission. I mean, but because he's got nice grappling. He knows he's been grappling for a long time. Fought the way better guys out there also. Submission is going to be live, but I like the money line if you want to parlay him. I think it should be
same.
Parlay. The age is the only concern. Like eventually he's gonna fall off, but I don't know if this is the time. 40 years
maybe
old.
like next season he falls off, but I think
Renfro just only 27, right? Renfro, like, isn't he gonna get better? Like, he's eventually gonna start putting things together. He's only 27, but
then again, he also just fought
trains at do you know where he trains at? This MMA YNY. What the hell is this?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know where he trains at.
I just
should probably train at a better team.
I can't remember who's.
If you train the American top team or like Kill FC, I think it would probably look a lot better because we would train with better guys out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Primis by this is going to be my pick. I wouldn't really bet the overs and unders in this one because I think Primis can get a submission too if Renfro's really tired.
Okay, yeah. Well, then we can move right along. And this is a good one that you're going to start off because I kind of have a weak spot for one of these fighters. But we have Antonio Carlos Jr. taking on Alex Easy Polizzi. Who do you have in this one and why?
Bro, Carlos Jr. is like his jiu-jitsu is next level. I'm gonna pick him, but I'm not sure if he's gonna. Please, he's not a bad grappler. He can grapple. He's got some dangerous submission skills on the ground. He's never been subbed before, Ruiz. So like, is Carlos Jr. gonna submit him? I think he's gonna go. Both of you guys are gonna grapple. It's gonna be a grappling contest. Who's got better jiu-jitsu? I think Junior has better jiu-jitsu, but Pleasy's not bad. Has a submission win over Jose Augusto, who fights in LFA now. I think he's back in LFA now. And I remember Augusto. I remember watching him in Bellator back in the day. Like, but yeah, yeah, I'm gonna pick Carlos Jr. I think he can probably look for a submission, backpack him, control him on the ground. I'm not sure if he's gonna get the submission though here because he's known for the grappling also. And Junior doesn't have a lot of power. He's got grounded pound though. Maybe he can go for a grounded pound. Doesn't have any TKO wins. You think submission? You think he's gonna get a submission here? Submission here.
I don't know that he can. So Polizzi's incredibly tough and incredibly hard to finish, whether it be submission, whether it be knockout.
Impa knocked him up. Impa, like his takedown defense really looks solid in that fight. Like Impa's yeah.
Even when he gets knocked out, like the dude takes a beating first. Like if you look through his fights, like so he got beat by Yoel Romero like badly, but he took that fight on like 2 days notice, and the shots that man ate were just incredible. But he has excellent wrestling. I'm a big Alex Polizzi fan. He's cashed for me as an underdog many times in Bellator, but he's on a bit of a skid, and he's going against a guy that can definitely control him on the mat, even if he's the aggressor. And I think what we're going to get is a decision for Junior here, for Carlos Jr.
Yeah, I picked decision too. I
think he gets on his back and backpacks him for at least a round, maybe two. And I think the first round, I think we're going to see a lot of scrambles, a lot of good grappling, maybe a little bit of striking, but I think we're going to get a lot of grappling in this fight. But I definitely think that it's going to come down to Antonio Carlos Jr. is going to have better positioning. Polizzi is going to be the aggressor. Like he's going to be like, recircling off, trying to go for a single leg or something like that and then regain top position. But then he's going to get swept and put down on the mat again. And I think that's what we're going to see, as the fight goes on more often. So I'm going to say decision for Shoeface in this one.
Yeah, I think it's going to go the same way. He's probably going to control him more than Polizzi. Polizzi is more of a submission grappler. He's not really more of a control grappler. So is Junior also, but I could see Junior having better cardio here. The line's definitely wide. I mean, are you parlaying him? I don't think I'll parlay him.
I'm staying totally away.
I don't really like parlaying where old grapplers. I mean, you never know who's going to get the submission. It's like could be really weird. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from
what do you think about JD's comment here?
Huh?
What do you think about JD's comment here? He says, bet Polizzi at the beginning and then try to bet Shoeface after the first round.
I think Polizzi's going to go for submissions, maybe like a heel hook. He goes for a lot of heel hooks and stuff, like knee bars and stuff. But I don't think he's getting a knee bar. He's going to go for a finish early. Then I think Junior is going to backpack him, control him till decision maybe. But yeah, what's the overs in this one? Is it set at 2.5 rounds or it's actually set at 1.5 rounds? Minus 155 for 1.5 rounds. I don't know. I don't really like anything in this fight.
Yeah, it's a total pass on this fight for me, honestly. But yeah, we can move into the next one. We're flying right through these, but that's okay because we still have a whole card to break down after this. So moving right on to the next one, I'm gonna try to get this right. I'm gonna mess his name up.
Yagshimiradov.
Yagshimiradov. I can get. I don't
even say the first name.
Yeah, the first. I don't even. Dovlitzon, I think. I don't know. But Yagshimiradov, and then he's Simon Bong. Yagshimiradov is going to win this fight.
This guy's fucking good, man. Yagshimiradov. I was trying to fade him with Netto. I was like, Netto could be the next guy up, and fuck, he beat the shit.
The only thing that I could see being a problem is the height and reach for Bong. The dude's like 5 or 6'5" with an 80-inch reach.
He fought Junior last time. I remember that.
The only problem will be the height and reach. Otherwise, Yagshimiradov is going to just ragdoll this man.
I think Yagshimiradov is going to. He has that karate stance, right? Karate stance, blitzing in and out of range. I think he's gonna be good here. He's gonna be way quicker.
Than striker, though.
The only way I see him losing if he gets caught with the counter from if Simon counters him when he's close in this. But even then, I think you can go for takedowns also on Simon. He's gonna be the way better wrestler also. And he has been mixing in takedowns in his fights. I mean, I've seen him mixing takedowns in Bellator before. I think he's gonna win this fight. The line's definitely kind of wide, but I still like him as a parlay piece. I think it should be good here. He's
Yeah,
only
I think
35,
he'll
right?
probably end up on our parlay, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it should be okay here. I mean, if Jose Augusto can like outwork a guy like Simon, I think Yaxi Murdau's level is better than Jose Augusto.
Yeah. The only issue is the fact that for Yagshir Muradov to be in range, he's going to have to go into the range of Bong and be hit way before he can even land any of his.
He got cracked by Netto a couple of times. I mean, chin's okay. I don't think the chin is
Mhm.
deteriorating at all. Yaxi Murdau has good casting. I don't think he's got a casting issue. I've
Yeah,
seen him go longer before.
he's one of those guys that'll look tired, but isn't super tired. So
And he's also smart. He'll mix in takedowns when he's like starting to get tired. He'll like go for a takedown. If he's getting rocked on the feet, he'll go for a takedown. He's not gonna.
then once he gets the takedown, he can rest. He can chill there because he's safe there. So yeah, we can move right along to the next one. This one should be another pretty simple one. Rob Wilkinson, Josh Silveira. Who do you like and why?
Silveira's a really weird dude, man. He just finds a way to win these fights. I mean, he got the takedown on Saudi Busi, who gets taken on a lot. I mean, obviously Impa, like I had Impa by parlays, and I had him by ITD finish also. Just couldn't finish him, man. Silveira's really tough. I could see Rob Wilkinson outstriking him on the feet. He's gonna be the far better striker, kickboxer. He's also got a decent enough takedown defense, but I don't really see him getting taken down. I'm gonna pick Wilkinson by decision, man. I think Silveira is really tough, man. It's not easy getting this guy out of there. Wilkinson can be that first guy to finish him though, but I think Wilkinson by decision. I'm gonna say decision because I think I could see him out striking Silveira on the feet. Silveira doesn't throw enough volume on the feet. He's gonna get left behind on the scorecards. Wilkinson can also wrestle also. Silveira's not like a crazy BJJ player where he's gonna submit him if he goes for takedowns. I think Wilkinson should be solid here, man. I like Wilkinson a lot, but Silveira's like if you've been betting Silveira as a dog, I mean you've definitely been making some money out there. But I think Wilkinson should be solid here.
Yeah, and I think Silveira probably needs a finish to win, whereas Wilkinson could win anyway. He can win inside the distance. Yeah. He could get a finish, or he could get a decision. I think he's so. I think Wilkinson's definitely the play or the side. I guess I don't know if you want to get him on the money line. I guess the money line's not as wide as I thought it would be. It's only minus 270 on Bet Online, which not too bad.
No, there's money coming in Silveira because people like he's been cashing as a dog before. So
oh, here we go. We got a nice donation. So shameless picker, I appreciate you. He's asking Pickem a question. What do you got? 5 or 4 most confident
picks on the card. I think Wilkinson is a confidence pick. I think he's gonna win this fight. He's gonna defend all takedowns and he's gonna win. Yaxi Murdau, Primis, I think he's gonna win. I like the over 2.5 in that Rabadana fight also. I think Clay Collard money line. I like all those.
Here we go. Look at that. You got your 4 or 5. Stay tuned, shameless picker. If you stick around for the next stream, we're going to start another one in a little bit. We're going to do a parlay across both PFL and Bellator. So hang tight, shameless picker. I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Wilkinson has good cardio. Wilkinson doesn't gas hard.
Well, it's because he's on the juice, right?
Stuff. Yeah, he's on the good stuff.
What we did 10 leg. Okay, get out of here.
10 leg pro legs. But you can hit those in PFL. I mean, last week you should have probably hit a 10 leg, right? It was only like, even though Naba should have lost, right? Last week, can we talk about Naba? Like, I think she should have lost that fight. It was a terrible fight. The first fight on the card in Naba.
That was one where it definitely could, like, you kind of knew that the
PFL won the first round, but she lost the second, third round for sure. I mean, I picked her to win. I didn't bet her, but I definitely think she lost the fight. Safety parlay,
yeah, that's definitely she probably could have busted a lot of parlays. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so we agree on Wilkinson. That's pretty straightforward.
You think he's gonna finish? You think he's gonna get KO out there? I don't know if he's gonna finish. Man, Impa has a lot of power, and Impa couldn't really finish.
I think Silveira just barely hangs on.
Yeah, I think he's gonna survive. He's gonna probably maybe get dropped. I mean, he doesn't have a terrible chin though. His dad's gonna be in his corner yelling like crazy. His dad is his coach, right? His dad, I think, is his coach.
Who do we think is gonna suffer most from the elevation? Jeez. Solomon Renfro, actually. He doesn't have good cardio anyway.
Renfro's cardio is really suspect.
So I could see him. And then also
Piccolotti, I think Piccolotti can gas too. Piccolotti.
Yeah, I was gonna say Piccolotti. Other than that, maybe somebody in the first fight, but I don't know. I just don't know enough about them to really know. But yeah, I think that's Don't you worry. We'll get to the Impa fight in a bit. You just relax. You just relax. But yeah, anyway, so let's go ahead and jump on to the next one. What do we got? Let's see. I think you started that one, so I'll start this one. Patricky Pitbull, Bruno Miranda. It's a good fight. It's a tough one, honestly, because I think both guys have clear paths. I don't like the damage that Patricky Pitbull took in his last fight that was like a couple months ago. I don't like that because the dude, I mean, it was a standing TKO. He never went down.
He was gassed. He was tired. He was tired.
Oh,
he was gassed like crazy.
So I don't like that.
It was a TKO. I mean, standing TKO, but it was really fucking tight. He couldn't really get him off.
Yeah, and the thing though, I do think Patricky's probably the better, more polished striker in this one, and he's also just like he's fought the way better level of competition.
He's also has better wins. I mean, Miranda hasn't really beat anyone.
Exactly. So I'm siding with Patricky, but like it's no confidence. This is one where you just kick back, crack open a root beer, and have a good time.
I think bet the under 2.5 rounds. Bet the under.
You like the under?
I see going under. I think Miranda has no like durability, but Patricky doesn't go for submissions though. Is he gonna get subbed then? Like I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get to the under or not, but it's.
Yeah, I don't think I'll bet this one. I'm just gonna pass too, but I'm gonna pick Patricky Pitbull by KO because I think he's obviously been in there with better guys out there. Went the distance with Shabley. I bet on Shabley by KO there and couldn't KO him. I mean, took a beating in that fight. Couldn't KO him. Wasn't that 5 rounds? Also, was it? It was actually 3 rounds. I think that was 3 rounds or 5 rounds. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I has a win over D'Souza who fights in Ryzen. I mean, D'Souza's not terrible.
That was a sick win.
And D'Souza can strike too. Striking is not bad. And yeah, that win's actually aging really well for him right now. Miranda, I'm just not sold on Miranda, man. I bet on Primis as it was the line was really crazy, like really close. I think Primis was like minus 130 there. And ITD for finish for Primis was like plus 265. So people, I don't know, people seem really sold on this guy, Miranda. And he's 34 years old. He's not like a spring chicken at this point, right? Like it's not like he's 25 years old, 28 years old. He's fighting Patricky Pitbull. He's 30 years old, 38. I mean, but yeah, the cardio for Patricky Pitbull is really bad. If Miranda can take him to the deep waters, maybe he can drown him. But I'm gonna pick Pitbull until I see Miranda getting a win that really means something. I'm gonna pick Pitbull by KO.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, probably KO, but I could see it. I could, either we could get a really good decision. But for shameless picker, I like
BetOnline. BetOnline has the best MMA book out there. Yeah, they have
their quickest
up early.
Mm-hmm. The only thing is sometimes you get a better line on like
wait on their books
later. But BetOnline's quickest to it. They have the most props. They have props that other books don't even offer. BetOnline's great. The only drawback to BetOnline is they don't let you parlay right away. But otherwise, BetOnline's solid. So shameless picker, BetOnline is what I would suggest. Let's catch up with some of these folks down here in the chat. JD said, yeah. So yeah,
he had some good moments. I mean, Pitbull had some good moments. He dropped Collar earlier. He knocked him down like 2 times. And then just got tired. I mean, because Collar just on you like a Pitbull. This guy has this guy doesn't let you off the gas at all.
It was such a good fight. Like
that was a really exciting fight.
I could watch them fight again.
I had Collar in parlays, and I was like, "Holy shit, he's gonna get finished now!" Jesus Christ, what's going on?
But yeah, like honestly, I think that I think we might get another fight like that here, but just kind of like the little step down from it. So, whatever. Let's see. Any thoughts on the line move for Dfor line?
I think he was like minus 250, minus 300 early, and then the line came down.
Yeah,
way too wide.
Because he opened at like minus 150, but yeah, he went clear down to like minus 300. Yeah, I think it's probably fair. I mean, I don't think he should be that big of a favorite over somebody like Piccolotti, who's like good. So
Piccolotti is actually winning his last fight. I think that's what people are gonna go back and watch the fight and be like, this guy's actually winning. If he doesn't get knocked out, he's gonna win that fight over Espinosa, who's undefeated, right? So that's what that's what's probably impacting the line.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave me like Piccolotti at plus 350, I'd probably play it just because I think it's a ridiculous price. So
Piccolotti has passed victory, but I don't think his grappling is gonna be good enough to control Dfor for all 3 rounds, and doesn't have the gas tank to go all 3 rounds.
Yeah, so I think that could be a reason. Is like
first round's gonna be close though, because they're both good grappers.
So we can move on to the next one. We got Impa and Netto, and I guess you can kick this one off. Impa, obviously.
So I was high on Netto. I mean, I bet him over Simon Powell as a dog, and I picked him by second on. I think I picked him by first round kill there. Simeon Powell was like, what was he like? I think it was like minus 300 or something like that, minus
Something
200
like that.
there. Then obviously, then I bet him over at Juice. I shouldn't have bet him over at Juice over Yuxi Murdov. I should have known Yuxi Murdov has been fighting MMA for a long time, fought in Bellator back in the day. So I was like, maybe Netto can be that could be that next guy up. Now he's taking a lot of damage. Just not even 2 months ago, he's coming back, fighting a guy who's really found his power at 205 now. Give me Impa Kasangani. I think he can mix some takedowns of his own here. I can see him mixing in takedowns. We've seen him get takedowns on a Silvero. Even though was that 205 or was that at 185? I can't remember.
I can't remember either now.
I think it was
205.
205. Yeah, I think it was 205. Yeah, that he went out 5 rounds, right? So his cardio is not bad. And he almost knocked out Johnny Elblin in the second round. I mean, everyone was sweating that one because it was like that fight was really close. The Elblin fight, if he doesn't get taken on third round, I mean, he probably should have won that fight. He was landing way more damage. If you're going based off damage, I mean, he should have won that fight over Elblin. If he gets that win over Elblin, he would be like minus 1,000 here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, Netto is dangerous. I mean, but he's kind of slow. Obviously, we have seen Kasangane get knocked out before by Buckley. Even he got that crazy KO. I mean, spinning back kick. I mean, to the face. Carlston Harris knocked him out back in 2021. But since then, I mean, he's been on a run. I mean, that split decision to Johnny Elblin, that fight could have gone either way. If they were fighting in Vegas, he would have won that fight for sure. Because it was like if you're gonna favor damage over control. I actually scored that for Kasangane, but he was getting taken on. Doesn't have to worry about getting taken on this fight. He's fighting a striker mostly. Netto is mostly a striker. Netto has a lot of power, but he doesn't really. Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage just 2 months ago, and I'm gonna pick Kasangane by KO. I think Kasangane will get this one done. He's really found his power now. He's starting to trust the striking a lot more now.
I think
he's gonna get this one done by KO.
I think you're right about that. I think he does get the KO, and the thing is, he doesn't even need it because he's pretty much. I mean,
too, he can grapple.
He's already set for like the playoffs or whatever. He's already set, but I think he gets the KO. I think he's just better. I think he
goes under 1.5 too. I think he goes under because I don't think Netto's durability is that good.
You know, it didn't show in his last fight. That's for sure.
He's been subbed in the first round. He's been knocked out in the first round now, which is not good.
Yeah, and I mean, Impa has looked so good in the PFL. Like, I had a Johnny Elblin ticket, and I was sweating that. So I had
I had him a five leg parlay. It was like a 5-leg parlay that that guy from Middle East was fighting on the card, and I was like a chalky ass parlay, and I was like, damn, Johnny Elblin's gonna kill this parlay. Jesus Christ.
Almost did.
Yeah, it was like, thank God those 2 judges scored that fight for Elblin. I mean, but he was getting tired in the third round, but I don't think he's gonna have to worry about cardio here. And we see.
I think Impa's just better everywhere in this one, other than maybe like. Honestly, I can't think of anything. I think
he's got more power than Netto. Also, he's got better striking, better combinations. Also than Netto. Netto hasn't really fought anyone other than Yuxi Murdov, right? Simeon Powell is like not really proven.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a lot of hype, but he wasn't like a.
I think Powell's fighting on Bellator card, right, this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah. Simeon Powell's on the Bellator card. He's a huge favorite too, if I remember right.
He's always.
Let's jump into the main event. I'll kick this one off. We have Mads Burnell taking on Clay Collard, and I was a big Mads Burnell guy up until
the last fight.
And that killed me because I had him in that one, and I felt pretty good about it, honestly. Mads Burnell's very skilled. He's very talented. But I think Clay Collard's just going to put too much on him in this one. I think Clay Collard's probably going to get this done. The guy has been just a staple of the PFL, and he's looked very good. Every single season, he's competitive. I think we're going to get that here. Like, the guy hasn't shown any durability lapses. I mean, the guy's still going to war with Tricky. You know what I mean? Like, I think Clay Collard's going to be able to stuff enough takedowns to do enough damage to win this fight. I don't know that he gets a finish, but if he does, I think it'll come later. I think maybe like late second, early third, and maybe end of the third. But like, I don't see it being like an early just run through Mads Burnell.
Burnell doesn't have cardio issues. I don't think he's got cardio issues like Tricky Pitbull.
Correct. Yeah, and I think that Collard will be the guy that I think he's going to at first struggle with the takedowns. Or defending him, because I mean Mads Burnell is an absolutely very solid wrestler, but I think he's gonna
go for takedowns. You think Burnell's gonna wrestle? Because Collard takedown defense is non-existent, right?
So I think he's gonna wrestle early, but I think he's gonna. But as the fight goes, I think Collard's gonna land some body shots, start landing some damage on him, and then the takedowns are going to be easier to defend because Burnell's not going to be shooting takedowns committed. He's going to be shooting takedowns like, I just have to do this, and I'm getting beat up every time I shoot in. So I think what we're going to get is like Burnell is going to land some takedowns in like the first round. But I think after that, he's going to start getting beat up on, and I think Collar's going to get it done. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Collar is gonna win. He's got really good chin, also way better boxing than Burnell. Burnell is a guy that's gonna put a lot of pressure on you, but I don't think he's got the power like Pitbull to drop Collar on the feet. And Collar has also been he's gone 5 rounds before. He's been 5 rounds with Open Mercier, right, where he just got backpacked for like all 5 rounds. That was a pretty boring fight. That was one of the worst fights I've seen, even though I bet on Open and Mercier, but it was like a really boring fight. Then he got subbed in the first minute over McKee, but McKee's got high level jiu-jitsu. Was he the one that shot a takedown McKee? I think he might have been. I think he actually shot a takedown McKee, which is pretty bad fight IQ, but yeah, I'm gonna go Collar. I think he's a good parlay piece on this card. Burnell, I mean, even though he's 30 years old, I mean, who's he out there beating? Justin Gonzalez is okay. I mean, he's got chinned by recently by who's the guy that chinned him recently? Braga, right? Braga chinned him recently. Justin Gonzalez. Was that the guy that chinned him? I think it was. No, not him. Was it him? It was Braga. Yeah, it was Braga that chinned him recently. I think Burnell is not that dangerous, and yeah, I think Collar is gonna be better. He's gonna land more damage. Also, is this 5 rounds or is this 3 rounds?
I think it's just 3. I don't think they do the whole like 5 rounds for the main event thing. I think it's just a UFC exclusive.
I think maybe a 3rd round TKO for Collar, but I'm gonna say this isn't. Burnell's pretty tough, man. Even though like he's been finished before, I don't know. Is he gonna get finished here? Even though like he got rocked by Dfor, right? He got rocked by Dfor, and Dfor had to submit him, right? He didn't like he was eating. He's still recovering. He's got a good recovery. And he's
and also you gotta think like Collard's getting these like attritional knockouts. He's not getting these like one shot put your lights out
that's
knockouts.
Combinations, right? He's like staying on the pressure and not letting you time to recover, breathe. Maybe a finish. We'll go by.
It's also hard to string together a really long combination when somebody's like diving at your legs. So like I could see him just surviving by diving at legs as he's getting rattled.
If he gets takedown, he's gonna survive. If he gets takedown with Collar, because Collar's takedown defense is kind of bad. But
he usually is able to get back to his feet, but sometimes it takes him longer than others. So, but yeah, I think we agree. Definitely, it's probably like a late finish for Collard if he gets it. Could be a decision.
I like him as a parlay piece. I think a good parlay piece, even at minus 300.
Yeah, that's not a bad line. I think that's probably where, like, if I was to line the fight, though, that's where I'd line it. So it's not like you're not getting a ton of value on it, but I think it's probably an all right play. But yeah, real quick. So I guess we can jump over the Bellator one in here in a minute. But in case anybody is hopping off after this, why don't you real quick give a shout out to like your channel? Tell everybody where they can find you.
Let's go, guys. I do live fight companions on Pickem MMA. My channel is Pickem MMA on YouTube. And I'll be live for this card, man, PFL. So make sure you guys come hang out with me on my channel this Friday. It's going to start at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Yeah. All right, guys. There you go. You know where to find Pickem. In fact, you're going to see us all in here in just a minute. I'm going to end the stream now, and we're going to hop over to Bellator stream.
A lot of fights in Bellator, right?
What's that?
There's a lot of fights in Bellator also.
Oh, yeah. We got like 14 of them. So we flew through this one, which is good. We're going to try and keep the Bellator one to an hour or less. So we will see you guys over there. Catch you in the other stream.